In fact, both of us went for our A320 rating together to Thailand.
Oh, okay. And that in Thailand, that must have been fun. Like the beaches and everything. So you didn't go to the beach. What's wrong with?
Once.
One day.
Yeah, that did
We
sound
have-
weird. Didn't
So
Glad we clarified that. No, not for that. Okay. Also, we have to get a little bit serious. Like you, I feel like you're random.
Flying school is going to be a very glamorous part of their training. It's definitely not.
Be cool. Oh, 73, Captain, 73. 73. Don't use, never.
But when I was there, we got a Category 5 hurricane. We were the only students allowed to evacuate the aircraft almost in the hurricane. I entered the airport. It was like a do or die. After I cleared my immigration, I opened my phone. I get a message saying I got.
Okay, let's go. So, Suchit and Nikhil, thank you so much for joining me on this conversation all about aviation.
It's our
Yes.
pleasure.
I'm excited to know more about your career path, your stories, and everything that you have to share. Because I think it's a very unique experience to actually get to talk to pilots or like pilots in the making, if that's what I can call it. So yeah, can we start off with your introduction? Like, what have you been up to so far? What do you do? And yeah, let's start off from there.
So I'll begin. I'm Suchit. I am a commercial pilot. I got my commercial pilot license from the USA and I got my license converted. I have a DGCA license as well. Along with that, I am also rated on the Airbus A320. At the moment, I am now working with BrandCrew Aviation Academy, where we are going to begin ground classes to teach DGCA subjects, and I will be one of the instructors over there.
Nice. And you, Nikhil?
Hi, I'm Nikhil and I'm an aeronautical engineer. I started off with that and then I completed my graduation in 2022. Post that, I began my pilot journey. My pilot career started here right in India itself. I flew in India with under the DGCA rules.
Okay.
So I flew in Gondia with CAE. I got my license back in 2024. Post that, I've been associated with BrandCrew Aviation Academy as a ground instructor. As Suchit said, we are gonna begin with our classes for
Right.
DGCA ground subjects, all 5 subjects. So we are rated on the Airbus A320
Okay.
as of now. Yeah, that's it.
In fact,
Yeah.
both of us went for our A320 rating together to Thailand.
Oh, okay. And that in Thailand, that must have been fun. Like the beaches and everything.
We
So.
didn't go to the beach.
You didn't go to the beach? What's wrong with you?
Once. We went to Pattaya, I think, for a day, for a night.
Yeah, one day.
One night.
Oh
A
my
couple of our
God.
friends came over to Thailand for vacation. And we chose a day where all of us were free. And we went to Pattaya for one day. And we were on the beach for like maybe 30 minutes in the
Oh,
night.
damn.
Yeah,
But is the
in the
training
night.
that hectic that you did not get time to go to the beach even once? Because like Thailand is
was.
surrounded by beaches. So
We were not even, okay, so we were in the outskirts of Bangkok,
Okay.
near the Suvarnabhumi airport.
okay.
And our schedule, yes, it was tight and packed because we used to have sessions in the middle of the night. It was random.
Oh,
And it was batches of 2, group of 2.
okay.
So I have a partner and
I
he
see.
has a partner. Each of us are scheduled differently, like in the...
Yeah, that did
We
sound
have a-
weird. Didn't
we have a type rating partner.
Okay.
So...
Glad we clarified that.
And the schedule is different. It's odd hours, usually 4 to 5 hours every day.
Okay.
There are times where we had to wake up at 3 in the morning and go for our
Oh my
session
God.
at 5 in the morning. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually what happened was Suchit and we had different timelines.
Okay.
So they used to mostly attend simulator sessions in the night, and I had it with my typewriting partner during the day. So it was not at all syncing. We had just barely like 2 or 3 days in which
Okay.
we could plan out a weekend for a trip to Pattaya. So that's the only place where we
it was, I
Got
think,
it.
the entire
We had
session
our foot on the
course was
beach.
for 50 days in Thailand.
Oh,
50,
wow.
48, 50 days.
Yeah.
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 we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a very nice experience
Yeah.
that way.
Okay, Sujit, so I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
I've known you from a different profession,
Yeah.
right? We've been on shoots together, corporate shoots, video production.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, how did you go from handling the gimbal to handling an aircraft?
Handling a gimbal. Honestly, I never expected. I don't think I've ever mentioned about this as well before. Never did I know that I'll bump into aviation. after I left NGM, after I stopped working in production, I think there came a period where I was still trying to figure out what to do, and my
Okay.
parents were they were guiding me in getting into a different profession or anything. And then my uncle somehow came into my life, and he suggested aviation.
Okay.
Although I knew about aviation, I knew about being a pilot, but I didn't know the entirety the journey how to be a pilot.
Right.
I didn't know that you don't need a degree.
Okay.
I didn't know it's just a 12 pass with physics and maths is what you need to be a pilot. And when I started researching about it, it was interesting. And flying a plane is fascinating. And
Plus, I know that you were into like the off-roading and like
yeah.
these
Yeah, so
thrilling, adventurous things. So maybe that's kind
adventure
of-
was one thing I was always into.
Yeah.
And also, just flying a plane once in a life was a dream.
Yeah.
Like a dream that I had to achieve. Maybe even sail a boat for that matter. And when this came as an opportunity, my parents also were supportive. And
Okay.
I took it upon, and yeah, I just bumped into it. Took a leap of faith.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So, if not for aviation, you would have been interested in any adventurous like
I
career.
think I enjoyed my time when I was working in production. I think it was when I was 18, 17 years old, I began that journey. And I've worked in that industry for about 6 years. And I
Was
loved it.
The video production.
Yeah, I started
For
when I was
6
17.
years?
Back in Delhi, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I came to Bangalore, I was working as a freelancer. Then I met Nikhil.
yeah.
I was working with you guys also as a freelancer.
Yeah, and I think we worked together for 3 years.
3 years,
maybe?
2-3 years.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And I think all of us were so shocked because I mean, we thought that you would go from like, video production to, I know there was like a time where you were very interested in like filming like wedding shoots and all of that.
I still love
so-
shooting weddings,
Yeah.
but
And so that was like such an interesting turn for us to hear like, oh wow, like Sujit is actually going to be flying a plane at some point now.
it came to a point where I was like, I like documenting things.
Yeah.
So wedding was more of a documentary for me. And then I thought, I didn't want to continue working for documentary. Rather, I wanted to document my life maybe.
Yeah.
And then I changed my profession from that to this. And this is how it's been.
Nice. And what about you, Nikhil? Was aviation always like a childhood dream or did you just happen upon it,
So it's kind of like completely opposite to what Suchit just said.
Okay.
I was always fascinated by aircrafts, like every small kid is. So I used to play with a lot of airplane toys. And then one memorable event that I remember from my life is during my 7th grade in school, I think, a teacher of mine, she asked me what I wanted to be.
Okay.
And I had told her, I want to fly planes, I want to be a pilot.
Oh, wow.
So that dream was always there. But like I mentioned, I'm an aeronautical engineer. My parents wanted me to get a degree first.
I see.
So they wanted me to have a backup plan in case this doesn't work out because it depends on a lot of factors like medicals. So you have to be completely fit. You can go out of business anytime in aviation. The market
Really?
is also super dynamic. So it's not always, a flat plane. It's more like a sine wave. Indian
Got it.
aviation and global aviation both are like a sine wave. So there are ups and downs. My parents knew this. So when I completed 12th, my parents wanted me to get a degree. So I was like, okay, why not airplanes again? Aeronautical engineering has nothing to do with the flying part.
Okay.
So both are completely different. So you learn how to build aircrafts, you learn how to design aircrafts in engineering, you learn about all the systems. It was definitely helpful for me to understand aircrafts better and integrate all the different parts and all the different systems together. It was very easy for me during my ground classes when I was learning about aviation and
Got
aircrafts. So I had previous experience. So once I started flying, I mean, everyone should have this, sort of an experience at least once in their life. They have to land a plane, because flying an aircraft is the second best experience known to a man. Landing the aircraft is the best thing known to
I have like a
any
whole
person.
bunch of questions just about the takeoff and landing. But I'm glad you mentioned that because because being on this side of the aircraft, like as a passenger, you have like all these questions, right? So now I'm like excited to know more about what happens on that side.
Right.
But you mentioned you had previous experience in the aeronautical part. So did you actually work in that field, like building an airplane?
Yes.
And all of that?
So I took up multiple projects with my own interest, and we had projects from college side. So we built different types of aircrafts, drones, quadcopters. So I have my fair share of knowledge with, building the aircraft, the electronics, the radio flying part. So the communications part was sorted and the design part was sorted. So when I actually started flying a huge aircraft, I could relate everything that I was, aware of to what I'm actually feeling while flying the aircraft.
Okay.
So the theoretical part just got super, super easy because I could actually feel what's happening beneath me when I'm flying the aircraft. I could relate to both of them, and then things started becoming much easier
Got it.
post that.
I mean, I love how your stories are so like different compared to each other. Like,
Right.
I can see the passion in both of you, but it's like the start and how you got to where you are. It's like, it seems like you've been manifesting this since you were in 7th grade, like since you were
Right.
in 8th grade, and you seemed to be manifesting just adventure in life in general. And
You mentioned that you see passion in us, right? About passion. In fact, recently, so one of the instructors we were learning from, she actually mentioned one thing. So people think, people say, they have a passion for flying since they were born. And when she told us one thing, it actually made sense that, you can't have passion for something you've never done. You can only have passion for something once you've done it. Otherwise, how do you know how it is?
Right.
You can have a dream to maybe fly. And then when she actually said that, people saying you have a passion for flying since I was born or something, it doesn't make sense. And passion is something I think which is built over time because you do it and then
Yeah.
you build passion for, doing it forever maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you almost like inculcate the excitement of pursuing
Right.
it more and more, right?
Yeah.
Because up until then, it's just a dream. It's just like,
Yeah.
one day.
It's a fascination. It's an
Yeah.
obsession at that point.
Yeah.
So you want to do something, you haven't experienced it yet.
Yeah.
But the moment you experience it like once or twice, you never want to stop doing the same thing again.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about how you both have been loving the field so far, and like clearly, like the flying the plane and all of that seems to be very fun, very adventurous. Tell me, how easy or difficult is it to pursue this career, though? I mean, in the sense, like, were your family supportive? Is it an easy journey? And we'll dig deeper, but just like give me your thoughts.
Honestly,
overall.
I think there are multiple answers for this. Even with respect to, like, I flew in the US and I came back to India, then I had to fly in India to convert my license, for example. Nikhil did his entire journey in India. He has his own ups and downs, and I have my own ups and downs. And I think what was the question again? What was it
The
again?
question was, how easy is it to pursue this career? Like, were your family supportive, and was it easy to get to where you are?
I think family support is definitely important because more than I think financially, I think you need a lot of support financially as well.
Yeah.
Definitely there's a lot of money involved. My family has been a big pillar for me. A lot of money and, loan in fact. A big loan has been taken to support my career. Apart from that, I think clearing your exams, getting your medicals done, getting something called a computer number, and then getting 70% minimum. And then going to the US, clearing exams over there, flying again, getting a license in the US, come back to India, do your documentation, get your license
Yeah.
converted. Flying in US took me 6 months, flying in India took me 6 months. US was 280 hours, India was about 10 hours.
Oh my God.
And then get your license and then apply for your license, wait for 2-3 months. I think it's
Yeah, it
hectic.
does sound like a very,
Yeah, so
like-
nothing's easy, I would say.
yeah.
But I think, again, this is for me where it was good in the US. I think for India, I think he can speak for it better.
Yeah. So actually, the journey itself is, if you can think about it, the moment you achieve something, you cross a milestone, it feels very satisfactory. But to get until there, you will have to go through a lot of hardships.
Yeah.
There will be things holding you back. So, for example, I applied for my computer number. Back
Right.
then, it was not digitalized. Like it is
Sorry,
right
I
now.
have to ask, what's a computer number?
So
Like-
the computer number is one unique roll number that you get
Okay.
from DGCA. So that will stay with you throughout your entire life. Using that, you will have to apply for exams.
Aadhaar card.
That's basically
okay,
your
okay,
Aadhaar
got
card for aviation.
Yeah,
For Indian aviation.
And this is permanent, like for your whole
Yeah,
life?
that is that
Okay.
one number that you get. Using that particular number, you apply for your exams.
Got
So
it.
that will be your roll number. And that is for right now for your commercial pilot license and further for your ATPL, which is airline transport pilot license as
Right.
well. So getting that was a very big task for me because I saw people from my own batch, they got it in their first very try. And I had to struggle for like 3 times. I had to wait 3 months for this. And I saw people moving ahead with their exams. Then I couldn't do it along with them. So I had to wait for it. And then that was a minor setback. Post that, I got my computer number. I got all my exams cleared in one go. So yeah, that was the satisfactory part.
Yeah,
So once you do that, once you cross a milestone, once you feel like you've achieved something, then things start looking very easy. So if I look back at my journey, there definitely have been a lot of hardships.
Right.
There have been a lot of situations where I wouldn't say that I would want to, like give up or something, but I would have definitely felt like, okay, if I don't do this, I think I'm going to fall out of this career
Right.
or the profession. And in India, there are a lot of documentation which is involved. So things are pretty
It's like
slow.
paperwork and
Paperwork, documentation, signatures, and it does take a lot of time because the regulatory body here is very, very strict.
right. I mean, good on both of you though to like persevere and like stick to the path. And because I mean, from the sound of it, I mean, it sounds like it's been a while to get here, like, through all the different ups and downs. And
In fact, he mentioned about the fact that he cleared all his exams in the first attempt, right?
Yeah.
So there's one exam called regulations, which took me 3 attempts.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so I didn't clear it by one question.
Okay.
So 70 is pass. I got 68. Each question is 2 marks.
Oh
I got 68 both
God.
attempts. So third attempt, it was a do or die situation kind of thing because I booked my flight tickets to the US. I had my flight school, everything ready in the US. You don't need the exams in India to
Okay.
be clear to go to the US.
Okay.
You just apply. So I applied because 2 of my friends were going. We were all going to go together. I gave my exam. I went to the airport 2 days later. I had my flight. I entered the airport. This was like a do or die. If I pass, it's good. If I
Yeah.
don't pass, I have to come back from the US, then give an attempt again.
Oh my God.
So when I entered the airport, I cleared my, what do you call it, visa? What do you call that?
Second
Immigration.
Yeah,
Immigration, right.
After I cleared my immigration, I open my phone, I get a message saying I got 82, 72, whatever.
Oh
I
my
cleared.
God.
It was right at the immigration I cleared, and then I was happy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these setbacks that I didn't clear twice, it can hit hard on you because you're studying the same thing again and again. And you can't give an attempt immediately. If you fail, there's a cool down period.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a setback because you can't keep studying the same thing
Yeah,
again and
yeah.
again, and it's
It
annoying.
becomes mentally so tiring
Yeah.
because
I can imagine.
during the cool down period, what you're going to do, you're going to study, but until the dates come out for the exams, you will not be super serious enough to study. So the last 10 days or like
Yeah.
the 1 week before the exam is when you actually get serious. And then you give your exam attempt and then you wait for your results. And then if it's not a pass, then you'll have to wait for like
Redo
1.5,
the
2
whole-
months again.
Oh my God.
So these are the kind of things which will pull you back.
But I
Yeah.
think in the end, even though it pulls you back, I think after you do it, after it's done, I think the feeling, the satisfactory feeling
like
get,
you were mentioning, like once you cross that hurdle,
it's worth it.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a couple of questions that I want to ask you. Like these are misconceptions / just stuff that I'm curious to know, especially, I mean, like I said, it's interesting to know like what happens on the other side of the aircraft, right? So, okay, I'm going to start with what's the biggest misconception that people have while training to become a pilot? I mean, we've watched movies and it's so like cliched, the way the inside of an aircraft is shown. But according to you, now having been through that journey, what's the biggest misconception that
What do
people
you
have?
think is a conception that you have?
Is-
What do
sorry?
you think? It's not a like. What do you think about it?
Okay. From what I have seen, I mean, it looks like the flying part is the most exciting part.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything else is like, okay, you're just kind of waiting to get done with it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's like important knowledge. So, but what's something that your friends and
I'll
family
tell
have-
you.
Yeah.
So the biggest misconception is people think the flying school is going to be a very glamorous part of their training.
Okay.
It's definitely not. It's a lot of, sleepless nights, a lot of studying. It involves a lot of planning for your
Okay.
next flight. And then in India, especially for one flight to happen, there are so many factors which have to come together. For
Okay.
example, the weather, availability of the instructors, aircraft maintenance, and then your clearances that you get from Indian aviation airports authorities, and then sometimes the Air Force as well. So all of these have to come together for you to fly a single flight,
Oh my
which can last around 1 hour or 3 hours. So if one of these don't come together, then all your preparation, all your hard work, the previous night, it's gone.
Oh my God.
And you have to redo it the entire set again for the next time.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of uncertainty in your flight school days.
Got it.
Because in India, weather is only good for like two to 3 months for you to fly every single day.
Got it.
And in the US, it's very different. Suchit will tell you about it.
So I think a lot of things that he has mentioned, I have not faced any of that.
Okay.
Except for the part that you prepare for your flight the previous day, no matter what.
Okay.
At least in the beginning. So at least when I was in the US, me and my friends, we worked really hard in the beginning. The initial phase of our flight training, we
Yeah.
worked really hard, which made us get to a point where, towards the end of the training, it was more of a breeze for us. And other than that, when it comes to flying, we don't have any hassle of, getting clearance from an ATC or the previous day, get your flight plan made and approved, none of that. If you want to fly, we just go to a flight school, take our keys, we just go to the aircraft, sit, get approval for not engine startup. Also, there's no approval. We just go get an approval to taxi out onto the runway. That's it. So that part is easy for us, and we don't have issue for. There is an issue for weather. I was in Florida,
Okay.
which is prone to hurricanes, and there had been no severe hurricane in the last almost a decade in Florida. But when I was there, we got a Category 5 hurricane, and gladly it was right after my training. I got my commercial pilot's license, then
Okay.
it was a hurricane. And there's a story to it where me and my friends got the opportunity to ferry the aircraft, evacuate the aircraft from that city to a different city 3-4 hours away,
Oh, damn.
almost in the hurricane. And we were the only students allowed to fly the aircraft solo without instructors because
Oh
they
my
trusted
God.
us. somehow.
Okay.
There were 4 of us, in fact, 1 Sri Lankan, 3 of us Indians.
Got it.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity for us. And when it comes to hassle, I think USA made it a little easy for us. Indian rules are different, and we can't complain about it. It's just how it is. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you get this question from your friends and family very often? Because I know whenever I have my catch-up calls with Suchit, every other day I'm like, oh my God, Suchit, so like, is this actually going to happen? Like one day I'm going to be flying in an aircraft and you're potentially going to be the pilot. And I'm like, I keep telling him that, yeah, like when is that happening? Like as if it's like any minute now, any month now. So
Right. So yeah, that does happen a lot because we'll be staying away from our parents,
Yeah.
friends, and we'll be staying literally in the middle of nowhere, right beside an airport. So one day my mom calls me and I'm all happy that my flight is already done. So before they even wake up around 7-8 in the morning, I've already like flown for like 2 hours. And some days I get so excited, I get ready, I wear my uniform, and then it feels like suiting up. So you do all these and then you go there and you see there's something wrong. There is some other thing wrong. Either the aircraft is not released or there's some documentation which is required and it is not done. And a lot of paperwork is also a big concern here in
Right.
India. So if you don't sign at the right place, so this is very important actually. A lot of signatures have to be made pre-flight and post-flight.
Oh,
So instructors do come and check. It's very strict here. So
got it.
Honestly,
yeah. Go ahead.
You went to New York recently, right? You should have come to the US when I was in the US. If you could have taken a flight to Florida, I could have taken you up in the air.
Oh wow, really?
that's one-
And you're telling me this now.
You didn't come, I mean, whatever. The point is, at least in the US, there's no restriction to taking an aircraft and just going up in the air.
Oh,
You
okay.
can just take it and go.
So this is part of your training, like you have access to aircrafts to just fly anytime, or
Yeah.
like now that like you are pilots, you actually have
So right
access
now, we can
to.
just rent an aircraft
Okay.
per hour. At least this is in the US, I'm telling. The regulation is different everywhere. In India, it's not so easy to take an aircraft and just go fly, hobby fly, or just
Right.
go and just to have a coffee somewhere else. At least in the US, it was easy for us. I could
Got
just
it.
take an aircraft, go to a different airport, which has a restaurant, park the aircraft over there, just have a coffee and come back to the airport.
Okay. And is it as easy here? Like to
It's Suchit said it's not easy because fuel prices are high here in India.
Okay.
And then flying cost per hour is almost double than US.
Oh, really?
And then aircraft parking fees inside an airport, landing fees, it's all a lot. So it adds up to, only something a flight school can do.
Got it.
Not
got
private people can own aircrafts here in India until they are like millionaires or
it.
something.
Of course, yeah.
So, and also because we have a lot of population here,
Yeah.
we have very few airports. And then the distance between one airport and another airport here is a lot. compared
Got
to
it.
US. In US,
I had an
very close
airport
airports, you have
every
multiple
20
airports.
kilometers.
Oh, really?
Every 20 kilometers, there's one airport.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We just keep hopping from one airport to the other for training and other purposes. And the access to airports is everywhere in US.
Damn, yeah.
Because over there, for an example, in the US, there are more than 10 lakh pilots till now. In India, it's only
Okay.
24,000 right now, 25,000.
Yeah, 24, 25.
Really?
That's the
Okay.
number. This is a vague number.
Damn.
Yeah.
When was the last time either of you flew an aircraft? Has it been a
A
while?
real aircraft or simulator?
The real aircraft.
This was in conversion time. Last year, for me, it was April 27th, 26th.
It was my last flight to get my CPL. I think August 20th, 2024.
Okay.
For me, when I converted my license, my last flight, 2024, 25 April.
Got it. So my question is, it's clearly been a long time, right? Like
Yeah.
since you
Right.
flew an aircraft. So now you are both in the process of getting your commercial license
We have it.
in place, right?
Oh,
you
we
the
have our
commercial
licenses.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you're waiting for the
Airlines to hire us.
yeah, the airlines to hire you. Yeah, correct. So between that time, like, by the time an airline hires you and from the time you last flew your aircraft, it has been quite a
We're
time,
not
right?
proficient yet.
Yeah. So what happens? Like, I mean, are there like practice sessions that
Yes.
you can easily take in the meantime, or
So in India, there's something called as you do PPC.
okay,
So IR PPC. So
Okay.
instrument recency and pilot proficiency check.
got it.
It happens every 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months. So every 6 months, you do that to stay current. Staying current is being able to fly while you're proficient.
Okay.
So you just have to make sure you're proficient. And this check happens in the airlines every 6 months as well. So we will be doing this once we go to the airline. Right now, this is renewed for us because we did our type rating on the Airbus in December.
December 2025.
So I think right now it's almost expired. For
No,
me, it's on 20.
It's for 1 year
So 1
as of
year.
now. Instrument rating is for 1 year. And then the emergencies and the recency falls out in 6 months.
Yeah.
So this period is basically a struggle period for us. After you get your license, until
Yeah.
you end up in an airline and you actually start flying as a first officer, which is called being line released. So airline released.
Okay.
It is a struggle period for every pilot. So this is something cadet program pilots would not face. So hunting for a job, getting hired, even after getting hired, you'll need good 6 to 8 months to actually start flying because you'll undergo a lot of training
Got it.
with the airlines.
Yeah.
And then you have your medicals, you have your drug test, and then a lot of simulator sessions, and then you'll be trained under airline SOPs. So
Got it.
even if it's 2 years since we have actually flown an aircraft, that particular aircraft is a small piston engine aircraft.
Okay.
That and the jet engine aircraft that we are going to fly with the airlines have no similarity. So this is a completely different aircraft and it's a whole different ball game together. So we'll be trained under the particular airline's SOP and
Got it,
we'll
got
be given a lot of simulator sessions before we are actually released to fly with people.
Got it. So maybe then you're not like necessarily worried that
No, we
you're,
are definitely
like-
not worried
Got
about
it.
keeping the recency as of now because a type rating without the instrument rating is valid for 7 years.
Okay.
So until then, within 7 years, if you get hired, the airline will get you a bridge course done in which your recency will be renewed.
Got it.
So that happens. But until you fly the actual Airbus or the Boeing, the narrow body jet, which Indian airlines usually use. So until then, it is a lot of struggle.
Got it.
So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So coming to the education part, since you touched upon that a little bit, what is like the eligibility criteria? Like, do you need to be good at math? Do you need to be good at like reading weather reports or like, before somebody even like gets into this profession, what is like something that, they should
qualification
have?
is what qualification I have. Just a 12th pass with physics and math. I don't have a degree.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And apart from that, you need to be good at math. Not necessarily, but at least be at least you have to be capable of doing a little bit of mental math, which
Got
is important at least during while you're flying to be able to do a little bit of mental math. Apart from that, reading the weather report, you're going to learn it while you're flying, training for it. Apart from that,
Yeah, you need to have physics, math, and English in your 12th. So that's the minimum basic requirement. And this, a lot of airlines right now have been asking for minimum 50 or 55% passing percentage. So if you're just pass, you probably cannot enroll yourself as a pilot. So 50 or 55% is the minimum criteria
Got it.
in physics and math. And there is one more option. If you haven't done your 12th in science, which includes physics and math, if you have opted for commerce, what you can do is you can enroll yourself through NIOS.
Okay.
So that's a open university schooling.
Oh.
So you can just go there, enroll yourself for physics and math. You can clear it and make sure you get more than 55%, obviously.
Okay.
And that will, satisfy your minimum eligibility criteria.
Okay. Oh, so then the initial part doesn't seem that hard.
It's
like
not.
your
It's not.
eligibility criteria is not
In
bad.
fact, back in the day, Vistara has had an eligibility where they needed people with a degree.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Vistara, that was the only airline. if
Yeah,
I'm not
that was
wrong.
only a line.
Okay.
But it's again airline specific, as
Got
they
it,
say.
got it.
But
Do you need to have like a certain height or like a certain
Yeah,
like,
medical
you know-
requirements are a whole different thing.
Okay.
You want to explain?
152 centimeter, I think, is the minimum height. But apart from that, that's the only thing, height.
Height, and then, okay, you undergo a lot of stringent medical tests. There are two different types of
Oh, you explain the whole
medicals.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, like minimum eligibility criteria. No?
Okay.
So
You can
yeah,
explain what
do
to
explain medicals.
Yeah.
So you have class 2 medicals. You get this done. They check your whole body, your blood, urine tests, your ultrasound,
coffee.
chest X-ray, all of these basic things. Your eyesight, vision, which is very important to be a pilot, and then your audiometry, which is your ear capability of hearing. So they check all of these, and the tolerance level of class 2 is around this much. So then, when you get to know everything is fine, you can go ahead and enroll yourself into a flight school
Got
or a ground classes. And then after this comes class 1 medicals. So the tolerance level from here comes back to here. So it's very stringent. And then their numbers, the brackets which they have is very, very high. So again, the same kind of tests are done, but you will not be allowed to fly if they find a single small defect which can harm you. You have to be very, very, very fit with good health, and you cannot just, fall out. I have had a lot of people who have had issues with their ECG, echo,
Really? Oh my
and
God.
then they have been suggested surgeries and kidney stones. These are all very common occurrences in aviation. So you'll be declared unfit for a while until you get it sorted, and then you'll have to go through Air Force medicals, and the doctors there will check you every 6 months, every 1 year. It depends. And then once you're cleared, then you can go ahead. And these medicals, the renewals keep happening every single year
Oh, that's good. Okay.
until the age of 40. After the age of 40, it happens every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of tests, but that also feels good to hear as a passenger, because that
Yeah.
means like, your pilots are like really well, like up to the mark in terms of health and
Exactly.
fitness
In
and all
fact,
that.
the tests also depends on your age. Let's say if you're 20, 25, 30-year-old, the tests are different compared to the ones between
yeah.
21 to 24 and 26 to 29.
Got it.
So right now, I think when I was 25 last year, I had to go through a lot of medical tests. This year, when I have to renew my medical on October, I'm not sure.
Oh, damn.
Then I do not have so many tests as I had last year. So
Got it. Can you talk to me a little bit about the training? I know we spoke a little bit earlier, but
Yeah.
can you tell me what makes it difficult? Is it difficult to begin with? Because I know that, we talked about how the actual flying part is all fun and cool, but there's like so much that, goes before that. So talk to me about the classes. What was the theory like, the practical like? Was it easy, difficult?
see, so I took my ground classes from Bangalore.
Okay.
It was for about 3 months. I cleared my DGCA papers, and then I went to the US. So I had no idea about flying. And when I went to the US, the flying began. I had an instructor. It was hard. Initially, it was hard. It was new for me. I knew nothing about airplanes, nothing.
Yeah.
And I struggled initially for about 10 to 15 hours. And then I was suggested to, do a, what do you call it? Whatever you call it. I flew with a different instructor, and it was like a review flight. And then I was happy with him. He was happy with me. And then I was suggested to change my instructor, which I changed.
Okay.
So over here, what I'm trying to say is an instructor's approach also matters.
Right.
So it was initially hard for me. And then when I switched to my instructor later on, it kind of became easy, but this was over a period of 20-25 hours. And that's when I initially got released for my solo flight. So I think the hardest phase is your first solo flight where you actually
Right.
fly alone.
Got
I think after that, you get a sort of confidence to fly. And then after that, it's all about learning a few extra techniques and maneuvers.
Yeah.
And in US, we have to get to a private license, instrument rating, and then a commercial license. So 3 ratings are required.
Okay.
So you have 3 different checks to to undergo. And I think the hardest is the beginning phase, and then you get used to it, and then you know how to handle things,
Got it.
and it's fun. It's hard, but I think with the knowledge I went from India,
Yeah.
it was easy for me to understand things over there because in the US, theory is not strong, but practical is very strong.
Oh, okay.
So theoretically, we didn't get a lot of help. But studying in India, I think, helped me a lot because we were way ahead of the students from the US or Canada or any other country for that matter.
okay.
So that way, I think I would say a balance of theory with practical knowledge is what makes it fun and easy, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on the?
So the thing is, his journey was a little different.
Yeah.
He took ground classes elsewhere. He did it part by part, independently on its own. So I basically joined one flight school, and they had everything from start to finish. So I enrolled myself there, and they had ground classes in the beginning for like 4 to 5 months.
Okay.
So they teach us. You basically just go to school each and every single day, and they give you a lot of homework. It's the course is actually designed to be able to be done by a 12th pass student. So it was fairly easy for me being an engineer. There were most of the things I was studying there, I already knew them.
Okay.
So it was super easy for me, that part. Coming to the flying part, as Suchit said, I would definitely go with him on that. Until you're solo, it's hectic. And then you're trying to do multiple things. So your first flight is called AirX. It's called Air Experience. Your instructor will actually evaluate how comfortable you are and then what sort of motor skills do you have, because you need to have a lot of muscle memory as well. You will build it gradually, but initially you are like looking around for switches, and then until you get accustomed to your cockpit, to the particular aircraft, you're going to start looking for switches. And instructors who have flown for good 300-400 hours minimum in that particular aircraft, they probably will get pissed at you when you're trying to do something. So chair flying is something they recommend.
Okay.
Chair flying is nothing but you have a picture or a banner of your cockpit, and then you sit on the chair, and then with your muscle memory, wherever the switches are, you actually try to follow the procedure.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And this is not a simulator. This is
This
just
is not a simulator.
picture,
This is
like-
you can sit and do this anywhere.
You
because
print out
Yeah.
paper of the aircraft's instruments and everything.
Yeah.
You paste it on your wall. Take a chair, sit. That's why it's called chair flying.
Oh, I
You
didn't
just
know
take
that.
a chair.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah, I can do this right here as well.
Oh.
I don't remember my cockpit that well as of now because after Airbus, it's all been just Airbus. So you can just sit. If you have to turn on your engine, there is a particular procedure for that. It's Airbus and I'm sorry.
Chi.
So aviation is all about procedures. Everything is written down. It's all rules. A person who thinks aviation is like glorious, fascinating, the first concern right here is safety.
Okay.
The most important factor they emphasize you to follow is safety.
Okay.
I was the person who used to think who used to watch Top Gun, then all those fancy movies and think aviation is going to be like this, and I'll be led to do all sorts of stunts, flying, and then no, it's not that at all. It's everything has been written down. There is nothing what you do on your own. No imaginations, nothing. It's you stick to your procedures. It's been there since a very long time, and people have understood that this is the best way aviation can run. So everything is written down. You follow mere set of procedures, but once you're trained on that, when you are in an actual dangerous situation, if you follow those procedures, it'll directly come to you.
Yeah. And it becomes probably second nature because
Correctly.
now you've redone those procedures.
It'll happen subconsciously. You don't even have to worry about it, and you'll be safely back on the land.
Nice, yeah. You both have spoken about your first flight quite a bit. Like, up until then, you said that, that's the hurdle, but that first flight is really fun. What was your first flight like? And I know you have like a video to share.
That was my
something
first
like
solo
that.
flight.
Okay.
Yeah, my first flight. Like even the training. What do you mean my first flight?
I mean, I know you told me that there's a video you wanted to
That's
show.
the first solo
and-
flight.
Okay.
That happened about 25 hours, whatever. Honestly, were you asking about my first flight ever?
Yeah, like the first time you ever sat and...
I don't
you've-
remember.
Really? What?
I have no memory of it. Honestly, think about it. I think I tried to recollect this. My friends and I was talking about this moment. Honestly, I have no idea. Even about my solo flight, after seeing the video, I got some gist of it. Like, okay, I was nervous over here. But think about it, I actually don't remember my solo flight as well. For some reason, I don't know. But after watching the video, yeah, there are sometimes I realize, yeah, I was nervous over here. Maybe not here, but
And
honestly.
do you remember your...
Of
like,
course,
first-
like I remember each and every single flight of mine,
Wow.
all the mistakes I've made, all the good landings I've had. My first flight, I was not nervous at all. So, like we spoke earlier, my first flight happened after I tried for it for continuous 3 consecutive days.
Okay.
So, weather issues. Again, if blue sky is not visible, just don't go.
Oh,
This was
I
the
know.
instructor's call. So, it finally happened. It was raining very slightly. And then the feeling of taking off, I thought I wouldn't be scared at all. But the moment we lifted off, I saw everything just go
Oh
beneath
my
me.
God,
And then I'm
yeah.
like, okay, damn, this is actually happening. And after that, I felt scared for maybe like 5 to 10 seconds that everything is moving away from me. And then I'm flying higher. But once my instructor started rolling the aircraft, pitching it, I literally asked him to do it myself. I told him I want to feel the aircraft. I want to feel how it actually feels.
Yeah.
So there is a reason it's called air experience.
Okay.
So you actually experience being in air in a very small aircraft, unpressurized aircraft for the very first time.
Okay.
So some people feel nauseous. I didn't have that issue because I was always used to G forces.
Okay.
I used to ride bikes. I used to drive cars. So I was very, very comfortable in that
Yeah.
in that sort. That first flight was amazing. It lasted for 1 hour 15 minutes. Yeah, it was just 1 hour 15 minutes. Pure bliss. So there is something called negative Gs.
Okay.
So you're flying your aircraft straight and level. If you pitch down, you will experience zero gravity.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So my instructor demonstrated this. He took a pen out of his pocket. He kept it on my lap. And then he's like, push the aircraft nose down. So I pushed it down and everything on whichever is not secured, it starts flying up like this.
Oh my God. And nosedive, like, that means you're just like straight, like,
Not exactly. You just pitch down thoda sa, slightly,
a
like
second,
30
okay.
degrees or something.
Oh my
20, 25 degrees. You pitch down, everything in the aircraft starts, flying inside.
my
So the pen which he kept on my lap, it hit
was
the
like-
ceiling. And then if you pull it back, the whole of your body goes down again and you feel those complete Gs. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
I've heard some people who feel nauseous and who have motion sickness, they struggle quite a bit in the beginning, but I've had no such issues. I wanted to do that more often.
Yeah. I mean, that does sound fun.
Yeah.
Scary, but also fun. I
Yeah,
mean, like-
that's the only fun part of the flight.
why don't you
before
try
you're
becoming
solo.
a pilot then?
What?
Why don't you try becoming a pilot? I don't know.
No, but that was a good answer. That's what I was hoping for. You don't remember your first
I don't
flight.
know.
You don't like. But I mean, good that you have a video to remember. Like, are we watching the
You
video
want-
now,
Wait,
or do you want to do that later?
you can watch it now. Where's
The iPad is over there.
iPad low? It's search code. It's no, it's okay later on. You want to change the battery? Okay, change the battery.
Okay, then cut it. We'll take a break.
Yeah.
No. You want to
Yeah,
take
like
a break?
till they are cutting.
Can you hear me?
Check.
Can we hear you, Roshali?
Yeah.
I mean, can we listen to you? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
audio.
Hello. Check. Hello.
Chal.
Okay.
Okay, it's rolling.
Okay, so Suchit, I heard that there's a video that you want to show me because I've not seen you flying ever actually. No videos, nothing, no pictures.
You haven't seen my Instagram also.
I've seen like pictures of you in the cockpit and like around the aircraft.
Yeah,
But
this video.
show me, I'm excited for the video.
Pass it. No. It has to be unlocked, no? You know the password?
55.
Yeah. 55?
1688.
BrandCrew? ఏంది
Yeah, we'll come to that, yeah. Let's
End
speak
up on-
about BrandCrew, right?
నీకేం కావాలి చెప్పు
What is that?
అబౌట్ BrandCrew.
That we've not spoken about that.
We'll talk about them.
Yeah, yeah.
Plug
I
card
think we
one
should
చూడు.
pass it again because
Why?
we were talking about, we've not talked about BrandCrew.
It's
and all
okay.
that.
We'll put that also in the video.
Good Lord.
Yeah, let it be raw. That's why I don't want it to be like little scripted and all that. It's okay. I put this also. Say, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want it to be.
Okay. So this is a 5-minute video. Are we
It's a
watching
5-minute
the-
video?
Yeah, yeah.
Watch the entire thing. It's okay. Yeah, Ravi's editor.
Wait,
We
shall
have
I keep
the-
it this way so you can see it too?
Yeah, okay.
Can you see it?
I can.
He's seen the video multiple
But
times.
I'm blind right now. I'm not
Oh.
wearing my glasses.
That's my instructor, by the way. She's a Russian. You know, she's 30. She was 36 years old, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. She's a very cool instructor. I'll tell you about her later. You haven't seen this video, right? Oh. See, here I was nervous.
And there's nobody.
This is the first solo flight.
Oh my god.
The first time, yeah. So you can hear me cuss.
Oh my god.
That's the first time.
Oh my god. That is so cool.
I like my coffee.
And do they like make this video for you, like capturing your first?
My friend recorded this. No, they don't do anything.
If I drink this, I'll feel like going to the washroom.
And I need to go to the washroom.
Oh my god. So this is all manual. Like none of this is like autopilot.
There's no autopilot for us. They've removed the autopilot feature in aircraft because it's expensive.
Oh, this is your GoPro angle. That we
Yeah.
are
That's
seeing.
one. There's one behind my back. I mean, yeah, obviously. You see
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
This is so cool though.
Am I fat now compared to the face over there?
What?
Hey, watch. Sorry. Listen now.
What was that?
I'm just trying to talk to myself. That's one mistake I keep doing very often. This is the first time landing, right? So, just trying to talk to myself, be calm. It's my instructor recording.
Oh. Yeah. What went wrong?
The thing I was telling I won't do, I did.
Oh.
Yeah. I like these songs. Remember we used one of these kind of songs for...
You hopped out on the wing?
That's how.
That's how you get inside and get outside.
Oh.
I'll tell you something. Wait, after you finish watching. Remember Tanveer Chandok?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something about it.
Damn. So cool though. My God, that looked so fun.
It
And-
was, yeah.
What's with that mic sound that distorted? Like, does it actually always sound
It's actually
or-
like that.
Oh, okay. That sounds so like in a movie and all, you hear it like that, no? And it's like,
it is like that, but it's not that bad also.
no, I mean, it sounds really good, like very official, very.
I mean, we understand it better.
Yeah,
I don't
actually,
know if
you
common
get used
people
to it.
can.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
And also, there comes a point where you know what the ATC is going to tell you because
Okay.
it becomes a routine. You expect them to say something, but if they say something else, you have to be prepared for that, obviously. But you know what they're going to say next.
Got it.
That's how it is.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to some of the questions that I didn't ask you before. Just some of these things that I'm curious to know what happens on the other side. And the conversation went into like this very serious education part of it. So we'll come back to
not
that
nice.
we'll come back to that in just a minute. But I'm curious, when we are flying in the aircraft, right? In the airplane, what are your guys' meals? Like, what do the pilots eat?
I just want non-veg.
No, but is it the same meals?
No,
that
it's not the same meal because
Okay.
one of the pilot has to be, alive and conscious. So if there are two people in the cockpit, especially flying for an airline, so they eat different meals. So
Okay.
if there are chances of food poisoning, at least one of them will be safe from that.
I've heard that. So that's
You
an
know, I'm
actual thing that you
laughing.
follow every time.
Yesterday, was it yesterday? First, we saw that reel.
Which one?
Those, the ones who sent us to type rating. The reel.
Oh, the one with the fat stomach.
I'll show you later.
Oh God.
Because
Okay.
it's the same question that you asked.
We'll we'll answer you with the reel.
Okay.
I'll show you later, but I can't mention their name anyway.
Is the menu the same though, or is it like the food is
You
prepared
can have the
differently?
same menu, but
Okay.
it has to be cooked at different places by different people
Honestly-
and using different ingredients.
The
Okay.
pilots I've spoken to, people get fed up of the food that you get in the aircraft. People
Okay.
get their home cooked meals.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah.
allowed. You can
Actually,
get your home
Princey
cooked meals.
she can tell you better about these things. Yeah.
Okay. Why do we need to put our phones on airplane mode? Does it actually do anything? Do you hear any interference?
It's good if you do. If you don't, I don't think it matters.
It actually deflects signals.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we have different communication spectrums or wavelengths, frequency, bandwidth. We have different ones for just aviation
Okay.
and different ones for communication for commercial use. But what happens is sometimes they can deflect signals. Even a
Okay.
small metal plate can deflect signals because we use all radio communications and radio signals for things like ILS, instrument landing systems. We have a lot of systems in our aircraft. There can be interference, but it's not always happening. So that's why to shield or for the safety, for precaution is what matters. So that's why during takeoff they tell you to
Yeah.
switch it off, and during landing as well, and during the cruise part they tell you can use your devices in
Yeah.
flight mode.
Do you think pilots put in the flight phones in the flight mode?
I mean, I'm hoping because the
No.
passengers are asked.
We all use EFB, so it's called electronic flight book. We have our own iPads. It replaces a lot of books, so we don't really care about that.
Again, Princey, I think will give you better stories also.
So basically, my question is: the next time I'm flying, do I need to actually like religiously put my phone on airplane mode, or we are good if we don't?
It's better if you do,
Okay.
but it's not a big deal if you don't.
Oh, okay. Because I've heard myths about is this a myth that like in your headset you hear like static noise if too many phones are not on the airplane mode and you hear interference and all of that? Is that really true, or that's just like?
Do you remember during the old times, like if there is a speaker which is playing radio and then a phone is about to ring, you
You
get
could hear
that
it,
ringing
yeah.
noise. So there can be some kind of static interference like that.
I see. Okay. How? Yeah.
During my training phase, when I was up in the air, there were times I video called my mom as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god! How did you get network up in?
So I descended down to I think about 1,000, 2,000 feet. I was getting 1 or 2 bars of signal.
Oh, okay.
And then I took that as an opportunity. I video called my mom while I was in the air.
Damn.
So these are things that I've done.
Yeah. maybe that like you shouldn't be telling out in the public, but yeah.
This was in the US.
I cannot say it.
This was in the USA.
I cannot say it. He can.
So it was in the USA. I've even had snacks. And I've done this. I can't tell.
Okay then.
No, forget about. Okay, I'll tell this later.
Okay. How scary is takeoff and landing for you guys? Because I know, like, from this side as a passenger, that's the part which is so, like, you know, like the slightest little up and down, and everyone's like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
It's not at all scary, actually. It's the only fun part we have.
Okay.
And during the cruise, if there is no turbulence, we feel
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah,
We
honestly,
like
yeah.
turbulence. We like navigating through clouds. We like
Honestly, yeah.
turbulence.
Really?
Yeah.
You're just sitting otherwise and doing some paperwork or talking to
Each other. And if the captain or your commander is a fun person, then you'll indulge yourself in a fun conversation. But if not, then you'll be sitting, reading a book or whatever, managing the autopilot, then communication. It's pretty boring. So takeoff and landing part is the
most
fun part. And turbulence, like I said, navigating through the clouds, avoiding weather. That's the part where you actually get to fly.
Got it. Is turbulence like dangerous or scary at all? Because
No, it's
like
not at all dangerous.
It can get
Okay.
scary maybe. Like if
Okay.
it's very severe, but otherwise it's fun.
Turbulence, if you are like very close to the ground, like for example 3,000, 4,000 feet, at that point of time, if you end up in a huge cloud or a microburst, that becomes very dangerous because you don't have a lot of safety margin. But if you're up at 36,000 feet and you're rocking 10, 20 feet inside a cloud, so it doesn't really matter. You have a lot of time to recover.
Got it.
If you are somewhere close to, landing the aircraft and then you hit a lot of turbulence patch, then that's really dangerous and scary.
Honestly, I remember I mentioned about the hurricane that was there when I was flying. So we had to evacuate the aircrafts. When I took off, I was inside the clouds and I didn't have both my hands on the controls. I just had one of them. And I didn't expect a sudden gust of wind to hit my aircraft. And it's a small aircraft, light aircraft, whatever. It hit the aircraft so hard, the controls which I'm holding like this, it went all the way down like this.
Shit.
So that was one moment where I actually got scared in my flight training. I have it on video as well.
Oh my God.
I can show it you later. But yeah, I think moments like this where you just unexpected gust of wind just hits your aircraft, it's a little scary, but then it's just for that moment. And then you have the aircraft in control anyway. And it's not, and these aircrafts are built in such a way it can handle these things. A small gust of wind, a small change in control.
Especially probably the commercial commercial aircrafts are so huge and so big that like maybe
So
these-
bigger the surface area, it can affect it worse as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So like what I mean to say is like whenever we hit like a slightest bit of turbulence, I know the passengers are all like, you can hear the shift in like the body language of the people.
Yeah. So what happens? There are actually two types of turbulences.
Okay.
One is when you enter a cloud.
Yeah.
When you know and you can predict that, okay, the aircraft is going to rock around a little bit. That is when you already know it. But there is something called clear air turbulence. Even the pilots don't know when it's going to hit.
Okay.
And if you have, your cabin crew serving meals behind and you hit a patch of clear air turbulence, even the pilots won't know.
Oh shit.
So suddenly all relaxed mood and everything is gone. And then you sit straight, you try to handle the aircraft. And then you understand you have hit a clear air turbulence patch. And then you you follow the protocol. And that is also not scary. Like I said, if you have a lot of margin, so if you're flying at your cruise altitude and you hit turbulence, even if you lose a couple of thousand feet, it's still okay. You can recover. There is potential chance of recovery. But if you're close to the ground and you hit turbulence, which can be caused by something called a microburst, wind shear, varying winds, it becomes very scary for the pilots as well.
Got it.
But we are trained to handle it, so should be fine.
Did you ever feel like hitting a pilot after he landed?
No.
No?
No, but I mean, yeah, like the takeoff and the landing does feel so scary, I mean, like, I love it too. It's one of my favorite, favorite parts. But yeah, I mean, like, no, not for that. Okay, also, we have to get a little bit serious. Like, I feel like you're randomly talking to people in between, and then, yeah, like, it cannot, I feel like, otherwise, your footage is not going to look good.
What the hell? Okay.
Okay. How important is like visibility when you're up in the air? Like when it's raining, I mean, when there are so many clouds and all of that, does any of that
So-
matter? Like,
One of the ratings we get is, as I mentioned earlier, instrument rating. this rating is such that we can fly with zero. We don't actually look outside. We look inside and fly at the instruments. We don't look
What do you
outside.
mean? Oh,
We have
okay.
instruments in the aircraft such that we can fly just by looking at them.
Oh,
You don't have to look outside.
oh, interesting. Okay.
So you get rated. It's called instrument rating to fly without looking outside. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm guessing you're connected to like the ground control room at all times.
Yeah, I'll give you a more consolidated answer. So during the training part, you are only made to look outside and fly
Okay,
for most of your training part.
got
It's
it.
called visual flying. So you look around, you look for ground cues, your marks, maybe a highway, maybe something you match it with the map you have, a chart that you carry. This is during the training part. So once you know how to look outside and fly, then the instrument rating training will start. So that is when you only trust your instruments.
Okay,
So when you're looking outside and flying, the instruments are also simultaneously working. So you get habitual to how the instruments look regardless of what the weather is outside. So the next part comes instrument flying, like Suchit said. So you only look inside, you trust your instruments, you see what your instruments are doing. From that position, from that part, you get at what position you are, and then you understand how to actually fly. Once your training part is done and you're rated, instrument rated, so
Okay.
you can take off even with zero visibility.
got it.
During the airline part, there is something called LVTO, low visibility takeoff operations and low visibility operations. So during low visibility, some things change, some parameters change, but you can still take off, you can still land because you have a lot of help from the ground stations, from systems which are on the aircraft and on the ground as well.
Got it, got it. How busy is the sky? Like in the sense, like, do you have fear of like hitting into a bird or like, because that's another thing we've always spoken about, like the passengers.
Bird
that,
strikes
like,
usually actually happen during takeoff and landing.
Sorry, say that again?
Bird strikes usually
Okay.
happen during takeoff and landing more
Okay.
often than others.
But is that something you're worried about normally?
No.
Like, oh, so
If it
that's-
happens, I mean, it happened. So in fact, when I was
if it happens, it
no,
happens.
it just happened. So during my flight training, there was one incident where one of my instructors, I was not the one flying. So they were flying down to land. During landing, it's a small aircraft, and there was a bird which just hit the wing. And that small bird, obviously, the damage that it caused on the wing was a big damage.
Oh, really?
And obviously, you might lose control for a little while, and during an approach, obviously, and but still, if you're able to handle that situation and if you're able to continue to land good, otherwise, if you can't, you obviously go around and come back for another try.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not a big problem. Honestly, it's okay.
It actually depends on the size of the bird. So
Okay.
if it's a very small bird, like maybe a crow or a very small eagle, those kind of birds, small birds, will maybe hit your wing propeller. There's a lot of bloodshed on your aircraft.
Oh my god.
Sometimes it can crack your windshields. This is for the training aircraft, for the small
Okay.
aircrafts. For huge airliners, there is something called a chicken test, which is done on the engines.
Okay.
So even if it's a big sized chicken and the engine ingests a chicken sized bird, it will still be fine. It is certified to
Oh my
fly
God.
with no damage after it has hit a chicken or a chicken sized bird or a medium sized bird.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you hit a vulture or something which is big and
Yeah.
which is hard, which has a lot of bones, so that might damage your engine. And you'll have something called as a compressor surge. So the whole of your engine, it starts making a lot of noise, it gives you a lot of vibration,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to come back and land.
Oh
But
my
thankfully,
God.
we have two engines. And
yeah.
US Flight 1549 is a very big example of what can happen to you if there is a bird strike and all engine failure.
Oh my god. I'm not sure why I asked that question. That was so traumatic to listen to. Anyway, moving on. So, the elephant in the room. I need to know how much does all of this cost? Like, how much does the pilot school cost, the training, the ground classes, everything?
Honestly, okay, I'll tell you how much it costs. I'll tell that later. It can cost you, you can spend 60 lakhs to finish your flight training.
Okay.
You can spend 70 lakhs. You can spend up to 1 CR. You can spend up to 1.5, 2 CR as well. So it depends on how you approach it. So initially, there are two pathways.
Okay.
Either you go the conventional way or the cadet way. Convention is what I did, where you do everything on your own And cadet is where you enroll with an airline, you're part of the airline before you start your entire journey.
Okay.
Where you do your interviews beforehand, written, and do all your initial process of getting to an airline. And then you start all the process from the ground classes, flight training, getting your licensing, getting your type rating with the airline. And then you initially sign a LOI with respect to you, subject to you finishing all the requirements with the airline. Then you get a job with the airline itself.
Okay.
But the restriction over here is it's a little expensive. It's on the higher end premium because you're guaranteed a job compared to a conventional cadet. And also, you're bound to stick with that one airline initially. You don't have options of going to a different airline.
Got it.
Conventional way, you have the freedom, you have the flexibility. However, you have to choose your own ground school, your own flight training path, whether you're going to stay in India, USA, wherever. Documentation is done by you, type rating is done by you. And then you have to wait for an airline vacancy to come up, whether it's Indigo, Air India, whichever airline. Let's say you get your type rating on A320. Indigo, Air India, and India Express are the only airlines with the aircraft.
Got
If
it.
you do a Boeing type rating, 737, that's again Akasa or Air India Express. You can't join Indigo.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's luck is also a factor. Now, a cadet pilot program can cost anywhere from, I think, starts from about 95 lakhs
Okay.
minimum. This is doesn't include the miscellaneous expenses. It can go up to 1.5 CR.
Okay.
Conventional pathway, which what I did. If you know where to spend and where to cut corners, you can maybe spend anywhere from 60 to 70 lakhs up to 1.2, 1.3 CR,
Got it.
including type rating. I've spent about 1 crore right now.
Yeah.
A big loan has been taken for that. And it also depends whether you fly in India or abroad. In India, the cost of flying is high because of the the import duties and the increase in fuel prices and everything. Per hour cost in India is high compared to US, but the cost of living in the US is high. So it's a give or take. And
And do you
think-
feel this similar, like how
Yeah,
much it would cost?
I agree with everything that he said. So in India, it's basically a balance.
Yeah.
So flying cost is high in India and living cost is high in the US. So it balances. And the timeline also. He took almost 1.5 years for his journey because he has to come back, get his license converted.
Right.
I don't have to do that because I flew in India since the beginning. But it takes almost about the same time because we don't get flexibility to fly each and every single day here in India.
Right.
So the cost anywhere between 60 lakhs to 1 CR, I would say, if you do it the conventional way.
Got it.
If you go for a cadet program, like Akasa Air also has come up with a cadet program called Sky Cadet.
Oh, okay.
Right now, it launched like last week.
Okay.
So Air India has their own cadet program. This was not there when we started our aviation journey back in 2022, 2023. Air
Got
India
it.
has their own cadet program now. And then Indigo used to have their cadet program, but it was closed back then because it was soon after COVID.
Right.
So cadet program, ideally, if the only pro in cadet program is you will have a job security.
Okay.
You'll have a LOI from them
Right.
from the beginning.
Okay.
The airline will
Meaning
get
you
your
will-
training done. They will induct you according to their requirement.
Got it.
But if you do it the conventional way, it's like you're getting your driving license basically. So you enroll yourself into a driving school, same way you enroll yourself into a flight school,
Right.
clear your papers, fly, spend your own money, fly. You have the option to choose your flight school.
Okay.
You can fly anywhere in the entire world. You can go to New Zealand, you can go to South Africa, which is very cheap. You can fly in India, US, like we have done here. And after that, you have the opportunity to work as an instructor.
Okay.
You can work as an instructor part-time until you want to get into an airline.
Got it.
So airlines also have a cap of age. So they have an age cap of around 40 years in Air India. No, I think Air India is 30 years and Indigo is 40 years.
Whoa. What do you mean age cap?
So age is capped at that. If you're more than 31 years, 30 years in India basically, and Air India comes up with a vacancy, you cannot apply. You have to be less than 30.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is
This
strict.
were freshers.
This is for
Yeah, yeah,
freshers.
yeah.
Freshers.
And obviously, we'll be freshers at that point of time.
Yeah.
So Indigo has an age cap until 40. So it's better to do it your own way and then get into an airline first, hawk some experience, and then log some flight hours.
Got it.
And then after that, switching airlines, proceeding towards Middle Eastern airlines for your own benefit. That is a whole different thing altogether. But the part where you enroll yourself into flight school, get it converted like Suchit did,
You know,
and then wait for the job.
yeah.
It's a process.
I regret not joining the cadet program. When I
Really?
was initiating my journey, Indigo's cadet program was open for me. I chose not to because it was about 10, 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs extra. I thought about financial conditions and I said no, but I regret it big time. I regret it. He
And
didn't
you
have the
regret it
opportunity.
because,
Huh?
you regret it because like you
I
would
didn't
have
choose
had
to go through the cadet program.
No, yeah. But you regret it because like what's the main reason? Like why do you
Because
wish
the
you had-
headache I faced during my license conversion, I wouldn't have faced any of that. And it's mainly the mental stress.
Right.
Other than that, right now, the timelines, if I was part of the cadet program, I wouldn't have to worry about, okay, will I get a job soon?
Right.
If I was a cadet, I will get a job, maybe sooner or later. But
Right.
Yeah.
So the job security
Yeah.
angle of it. Yeah.
I had the chance, but I chose not to take it. I
Yeah.
went the conventional way. Although I saved some money, but is it worth it? Nah, I don't know. But nothing is to think about it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, are there any hidden costs like you mentioned? Like,
A
you know,
lot.
this is. Oh, yeah.
In fact, for cadet program, I have a friend who was initially quoted 1.2, 1.25 CR. There's an additional cost of 10 to 15 lakhs minimum.
Okay.
Because the quotation, let's say for cadet program, is given for a certain number of hours. And if you, let's say, need few more hours to be proficient for your check or anything, it's all borne by you.
Okay.
Other than that, it also comes down to miscellaneous expenses like your living expenses, other than your stay. Because let's say you're in the US, you have to take some time off. Let's say you want to go somewhere. That's another additional expense.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the entirety about the travel expenses for cadet program. It depends on the airline. Conventionally for me, I try to save money. My friends and I've got my license 6 months in the US. And we did that because we went to the school every single day. I never took a single day off. Even if we were sick, if we were sick, I would just pop a dolo, go to the flight school, finish my flight, come back. To save money, we used to just drink black coffee in the morning,
Damn.
survive till the evening, have dinner, and sleep. Most of the days, not every day, obviously.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't remember that, we're hungry because we would just be flying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's somehow, we get distracted. But other than that, I think the main cost also comes down to when you come to convert your license in India, you have 6 months of time to finish your, I think, 10 hours of flying.
Okay.
If you go beyond that, you have to fly extra, which is what happened to me because of the delays caused by the flight schools in India. Because there was shortage of aircrafts, shortage of instructors.
Okay.
Not their fault. And also weather also plays some role in this. So due to this, I think it got delayed by 1.5 months for me. I had to pay about 3 lakhs extra.
Oh my God.
So all these expenses add up.
Keep adding up. Yeah.
Although I finished my flight training before my friends, they took a month more, but they didn't get the delays. They didn't face the delays I faced.
Yeah.
So in the end, it all came onto the same fact.
Got it. And is there any financial advice that you would want to give to students, based on your experience, based on what you've heard?
Yeah, actually, one hidden cost that I want to talk about is the fuel surcharge. So what happens is the moment when you enroll into your flight school, be it a cadet program or a conventional program, doesn't matter. What happens is the base price of the fuel is something else.
Okay.
By the time you finish your training, it'll be around 2 years, maybe 1.5 to 2 years. The price of fuel which India imports, if you fly it here, it keeps on fluctuating every single month. So that I almost had to, pay around 9 lakhs extra than
my
what was
God.
quoted on the base price.
Oh,
So the base price of fuel when I started was around 125 rupees per liter. And then certain war situations and certain mishaps that we have had while training, this basically surges fuel cost and they charge it as extra.
And so you have to pay for the fuel that you...
Yeah,
didn't
we
have
agreed, while signing the agreement or
in
the
India.
contract, we agree on a base price.
Okay.
So that base price is fixed.
Yeah.
Whatever is the fuel surcharge, the
Yeah.
charge which is more than the base price will be borne by us.
Oh my
And
God.
it depends on how many hours you fly in a particular month, and if you've flown a lot of hours in one particular month, in which fuel price was around 200 rupees per liter, so that's going to be a lot of problem later.
Yeah.
So this is one big hidden cost.
How many liters of fuel are you using in one flight?
So 15 to 4, around 200 liters.
Oh my God.
We take a full tank every single time.
Yeah.
So just to be safe, we take a full tank every single time. We barely use like 25%, 30%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we are ideally
Yeah.
we are made to pay for the whole full tank.
Okay.
This is
Damn,
something.
that's intense though.
Yeah,
I didn't have any of that. That's one thing. I had a strict this thing of, I think it was about $4 to $3 per gallon for us, but everything was included in the price, and whatever was signed in the beginning, the same cost was carried on.
Okay.
And no matter how much we refuel, if we refuel in our own airport, a fuel station of our own flight school, it's free for us.
Oh, okay.
If I refuel elsewhere in different airport, then I have to, the school covers $2. I have to pay anything beyond that. But otherwise, for us, we didn't have that one issue. So it depends. Again, it varies from flight school to flight school as well.
Got it.
The flight school I went to was good in certain ways. The flight school a few of my friends went to in US was good in different ways. So I think there's again pros and cons.
Got it. What's the future in terms of like supply demand? Like, how many pilots are like ready and waiting to get a job versus how many openings are there?
It's like a fish market at this point.
yeah. So the saying is within 2030. By 2030, India needs around 10,000 pilots.
Okay.
So there are around maybe 2,000, 2,500 CPL holders as of now. Some are type rated, some are not. So they are all waiting for a job, including us. So the thing is, demand is there, but due to the ongoing war situation, what has happened is they've reduced number of routes, number of flights. So Indian aviation right now, because the fuel price is also increasing. So the thing is, it's very dynamic. 2 months ago, the situation was amazing. So airlines were coming up with new vacancies.
Got it.
Right now, they're trying to reduce flights.
Okay.
And Air India has recently come up with another scheme saying you'll only pay for the base fare. I read this post today. You won't be served meals. You'll pay only for the base fare and check-in cabin baggage. If you want check-in baggage, that will be extra. So they are trying to cut costs. Or else they'll have to obviously charge passengers. And if they increase the upfront cost for a ticket, nobody is going to fly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the market situation is very dynamic. But the better part about this is a lot of airports are being constructed in India. So Indian aviation is in really good hands. So a lot of aircraft orders have been there. Indian Airlines have ordered more than 1,500 aircrafts. The deliveries have begun already. By 2030, 2032, we'll have most of the aircrafts. So each aircraft will need its own pilots. So pilot demand is all-time high.
Got it.
The airlines, in fact, are expediting the process of hiring pilots in the recent 6 months. It's become faster than what it was 2 years ago. I think right now, every month, people are getting inducted in the training is happening. So every month, there are pilots getting hired, for sure, now.
Okay.
In the past 6 months, in fact, yeah.
And given how much you spent on it, like, you said it's like 1 CR close to 1.2. Is it worth it? And like, how much do you actually get back? Like what I'm trying to come to is salaries. Like how much does this career pay? Like,
so in the beginning, when the moment you get inducted into your airline, you'll be still under training. You'll be considered a trainee first officer. So at that point of time, you'll be getting anywhere around 70 to 80,000 rupees per month. So on stages, when you complete your stages in training, your salary will increase. So after induction, after some ground classes, during your base check time, you'll be getting paid around 1 to 1.5 lakhs a month. And then post that, when your training is complete and you start flying as a first officer, anywhere between 2 to 2.5 lakhs, some airlines even pay 3 lakhs a month. So take home is good and then it also depends on the contract that you get. Some airlines hand out 40-hour contracts, some airlines hand out 70-hour contracts. So that is your base pay. Upon that, you'll get layover allowance, you'll get allowance to sleep in some other country, and then you'll have all the facilities, you'll get 5-star stays. That way, it's good. And once you start flying an aircraft, at least to me personally, I would not do anything else. So aviation is aviation. I wouldn't come back and do anything else. So I've heard this from a lot of captains as well. So this is what their passion is. We spoke about passion in the beginning. So once you experience this, you cannot go back to doing a desk job or something else at all.
Right. Yeah, so you mean to say like in the long run, the payoff is like
Once you
very
become a
worth it.
senior captain, you get paid anywhere between 8+ lakhs a month. So that is as of now.
Got it.
And prices are right now, what they say is it has come down to pre-COVID levels. Salaries have come down to pre-COVID levels. Hereafter, it has to increase.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
Got
with
it.
the 1 CR investment, I think you can recover the money pretty quickly as well.
Okay.
I think in a couple of years. But it also depends on an individual, like what is worth for him. I think spending on 1 CR and waiting. So initially, I think one thing that every pilot learns throughout the journey is patience. I think that's one big lesson that I personally have learned as well. All of us have learned. Patience is, I think, it's just ingested in our bodies at this point.
Yeah.
It's still I've heard stories where people in 2008 when the recession happened, that point I've heard pilots wait for like 6-7 years for a job.
Oh my God. Okay, that's
They went back to
intense.
the IT jobs
Oh
because
my God.
of the recession that happened 2009, I think. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
2008.
Eight, yeah. I think people have waited for 6 years, 5 years.
Oh my God.
And now the situation is very much better. So
Okay. Let's come to the Aviation Academy, the BrandCrew Aviation Academy.
Okay.
How did you land where you are at right now, and what's the goal?
how did we land? Okay, so I mean.
he landed me anyways.
So last year, after I converted my license, I had nothing to do. There were no openings as of yet.
Okay.
And I thought I'll go back to my previous job. I was working as a cinematographer and a video editor.
Yeah.
And I was just looking for opportunities, maybe freelancing, maybe contractual work, part-time. And then I bumped into BrandCrew Aviation Academy. They wanted a video editor and a cinematographer. I went in, I spoke to them. They also wanted to, which I didn't know, it was an aviation academy. So I thought, okay, I know what aviation, I'm into aviation. Why not, put my foot over there. Maybe I'll get to stay close to aviation.
And this is in the meantime, like where till you were getting your
I got
the job.
This was after I applied for my Indian license, after my conversion of FAA to DGCA,
Yeah.
USA to DGCA. So I even had the thought of becoming a cabin crew, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. In this meantime, I applied for Akasa's cabin crew drive.
Okay.
I went for the interview as well. I got called. I was rejected because of my weight.
Really?
Yeah, the BMI restriction is very strict for cabin crew. And I have to be, I think they told I have to be 75, 72 kilos or something. I'm tall as well. I have bone weight.
Yeah.
I was 83, 82 back then. My BMI was 25.1, 25.2. And they wanted me to be under 24.5 or 25. And I got rejected, whatever.
Yeah.
I gave it my shot. I thought I'd be close to the airlines. And then I bumped into BrandCrew Aviation Academy.
Yeah.
They hired me. I was the creative head at that time. I was working on all the creatives. And then after me, they hired 3 more people in our team. And then we all started working together. I worked for like 3-4 months. And then I decided to go for type rating. I left. And now I'm back again at BrandCrew Aviation Academy while I'm waiting for my job, where Nikhil and I will be ground instructors and we'll be starting our ground classes soon in July. And yeah, I think that's how I bumped into BrandCrew.
I was actually working as a ground instructor part-time online. I used to teach people online.
Okay.
I have had good experience with teaching. So I was talking to Suchit since we went to typewriting together. He asked if I could come support because we are preparing syllabus material and everything before we can give it a good start in July. So we need to keep everything ready. So we are making our own material, study material for DGCA syllabus, some tips and tricks. So that is how I got into BrandCrew Aviation Academy. And here onwards, we're going to be working here as ground instructors. And as the batches start, we're going to take up subjects and teach people and help them clear their exams.
Nice. Okay. And why do you think someone should join this academy? Like, what's something that the academy is offering that probably is done very differently compared to other academies?
So to begin with, we are starting with ground classes. We will first help clear DGCA subjects like anybody else.
Okay.
Apart from that, right now, Nikhil over here has the experience of how the airline interviews, GD prep, and everything happens. And with this, we can help cadets prepare for the cadet pilot program. Second, apart from all of this, I think we know how the flight training industry is right now is, whether it's in the US or in India. And we have friends who have done their flight training in South Africa and New Zealand as well. And we can help students guide from the beginning until the end. And we are just not going to offer students to prepare and clear DGCA papers. We are here for them even for their flight training. Back in the day when I was flying, if let's say I was struggling to do my first landing, I did not have anybody to call back in India or someone to mentor. And I think there are a few things that are lacking, and we are here to fill the gap. And I think this way we can build a good, I would say, a solid foundation for students to begin.
Yeah.
So I would say there are very less institutes in Bangalore where you can attend classes in person. It's not like Rampal Chowk in Delhi where you have a lot of institutes side by side. You can just enter one area. It's basically like UPSC preparation. You can go check yourself out and enroll yourself into a ground school. Bangalore is not like that as of now. We have very less institutes and they are spread far apart. So where we enter into the picture is we might have less experience, like Suchit said, but I have experience in teaching part. We can also, the USP, what I want to say is we have the pattern of the question paper. So to clear the DGCA exams, just mere studying and conceptual understanding is not enough. So on certain occasions and in certain exam patterns, there are a lot of differences. So the whole focus of the examination is only on one part of the syllabus.
Got it.
So this keeps switching. Through networking and through analyzing the question paper, we have an experience of what to predict.
Okay.
And we'll give them out a lot of tips and tricks. And the way of teaching itself, classroom learning we prefer classroom learning because we do a lot of practical stuff. So to teach air navigation, basically, we use a rope, we use a globe. So doing it practically has its own cues.
Yeah.
And we just don't want people to come here, study, get their exams cleared, and then they're just gone. We're not here for that. We'll give them counseling. We'll help them throughout their journey. We'll help them make the right decisions according to the market, which keeps changing all the time again. And we'll also help them out with each and every doubt they have, clarifications, anything regarding aviation, anything, because we have made mistakes so that they don't do it.
Yeah.
Also, adding on, when I returned from USA to India, my friends and I, we were one of the first ones to convert our multi-engine license from FAA to India the way we did.
Okay.
Nobody had taken that risk. We did our research. We tried to contact people from DGCA. I think that was one reckless thing that we did, which actually helped us in our favor. I did spend a little extra money where I took a flight back to India to do that flight in India. And when I came and landed in India, I got a call from the flight school saying the aircraft is under maintenance.
Okay.
It'll take about 5-6 months to aircraft to come back on ground. And there are only 3 aircrafts in India of the multi-engine aircraft that I used to fly. And then I took a flight back again from India back to US again. I flew because the instructor over there initially was not released to do my check. And so I had to come back to India. So I waited for like a month in India, took my flight back to the US, flew the hours that I had to fly, and then came back to India, which was still cheaper than if I had to do 3 hours in India because the per hour cost is expensive.
Okay.
The flight ticket, somehow I was lucky that I got it for 47,000 rupees, flight from India to USA.
Yeah.
So there are a few things that I think that we have done that we can help students if they have to come from US to India to convert their license with respect to documentation, the process. And in the recent times, things have changed, and we have experienced those which we can help with. So yeah.
Got it. How do the batches work at BrandCrew Aviation? Like, I mean, when is the next time students can join a batch and the admission process and all that?
We are going to start the first batch in the month of July.
Okay.
And we will be taking up 2 subjects per day, 2 hours each, 5 days a week.
Okay.
And it's going to be for limited amount of students because we don't want the class to be filled up entirely with over 20, 30 students where we can't concentrate on everybody. It's going to be limited to small students in a classroom. And each day, 2 subjects, Nikhil and I are here to teach. And it's going to go on for about 4 months for the entire ground classes to be done.
Got it.
Yeah.
And is there anything you want to add to?
Not really.
Okay.
So that's the timeline. 4 months is the timeline.
Okay.
We'll take on 2 subjects each, 2 hours per subject, because mental capacity of the students will not be there for like more than 2 hours to concentrate on the same subject. So 2 hours is good enough. We can complete 2 subjects within 2 months, and then we'll take on the other 2 subjects in the next 2 months.
Got it.
And then we'll help them clear their exams.
Got it. What's the application process like? Like, where can students go to register and apply for these classes?
I think over the screen, if this video is being put up on social media, we can put a QR code for them to scan and then apply through Google form or application. Otherwise, there's going to be a number as well in the video where they can contact or email us. And the process is simple. Just fill the form and then we'll call you for counseling. Come into the office. Nikhil and I are here to guide you with anything. Once the counseling is done, once we help you with what you need, and it's simple. The class are going to start soon, and then you can just enroll. The process is simple.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so these are all my questions. Thank you so much.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Finally done.
Thank you so much. I mean, this was so fun learning about your journey and, your experience. And I hope you guys had fun too, like sitting through the questions.
We did.
Yeah, I just need to go pee.
I mean, all this time, whenever like Suchit and I would have our like half yearly or like quarter yearly catch up calls, my only question to him would be like, "Hey Suchit, so when are you going to be like ready to be flying?"
Honestly, I thought about this 2 days ago. 2 years ago, I was in Jalgaon. That's where you're from.
Yeah.
That's where I did my flight conversion. We had a call in April that time, if I'm not wrong. Last year, we had it in May when you were leaving NGM. So last year it was May. The previous year was April. Here now again, it was in May, June?
I think
Sunday.
so. Yeah.
So it was almost like a year.
It's almost an yearly.
Yeah, it's a yearly thing right now. But
But what I'm coming to is like all this time I was like waiting for you to like be flying an aircraft, and but now I can add it to the list, and I'm going to be like waiting for you as well. Like Nikhil, when are you like when are you officially like flying these commercial
Not Nikhil
flights?
Mehta, but
Very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish you both the very best, and hopefully, I can't wait for you guys to finally land an airline and like be flying these, and especially like you said, like once you do this, like there's no going back. So
Exactly. So
yeah.
I wish for you to see me fly also. So
I know. I can't wait for the day that I'm actually sitting in a flight and either one of you are like flying the aircraft, and I'm going to be like, oh man, I know that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Gonna
thank
be
you
fun.
so much. This was so fun, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Had a fun conversation.
Did you drink your coffee?
Thank you. I did, matcha.
Is it over?
Halfway done. Okay, this is it.
Finally.